Mirzam Asset Management's flagship offering to the American public is the Mirzam Capital Appreciation Fund. Although U.S.-based and U.S. equity-focused, the Mirzam Capital Appreciation Fund unites an international team under the auspices of a common goal: to implement a unique, highly critical approach to money management that emphasizes positive results and the needs of the shareholder. Under the guidance of fund manager and Mirzam Holdings president Clifford Morris, the Mirzam Capital Appreciation Fund is poised to bring to the United States a money management philosophy hailing from across the Atlantic.
Mirzam Holdings is the sister company to Sirius Financial Navigation, a South African-based company which I created and still run to this day. Size-wise, Sirius ranks among the top 10 money management companies in South Africa. Up until very, very recently, we did no external marketing. All our business was through internal reference. When you see Mirzam rising on the horizon, you know Sirius is about to rise. So Mirzam ties in very nicely with our theme of Sirius Financial Navigation.
To help bring Mirzam's and Sirius's message to U.S. shores in the form of the fund, Mr. Morris has employed what he calls the collective wisdom approach.
The collective wisdom philosophy is something that's worked for me for virtually all my professional career and professional life. To be nimble and flexible, you need to be small. To be small, you don't have all the resources in-house. We have employed the services of two hand-picked and highly skilled financial experts to lead Mirzam's introduction into the United States. Albert is highly respected in the United States. He has done some groundbreaking research on several very, very, very large listed companies. And Albert's firm, Bastiat, will be doing the portfolio management of the mutual fund.
We started in this process initially as a second opinion research, which was the independent equity research shop Albert had founded, which ultimately turned into Bastiat Capital. Our function will be with Mirzam replicating these methodologies and leveraging that into a mutual fund model.
Mirzam approached us and said, would you become sub-advisors to the Mirzam fund and replicate what you've done at Second Opinion and the success you achieved at Bastiat Capital and apply it as you manage the funds at Mirzam?
The research process starts essentially with kind of a proprietary screen that we run. We start with perhaps hundreds of companies, maybe come out with a handful that might be of interest, and then from there we dig in deeper. Almost every major stock issue or company failure can be contributed to poor management. So one of the places we start as far as publicly documents is the proxy. The proxy gives us an indication of what management pay is. Are they overly compensated? Are there stock options? Are there little things here and there that gives us an indication as far as the honesty of management that goes a long way into providing a high-quality investment?
Where a typical investor may see nothing but profits and great potential in a particular stock pick, Bastiat's trained eye teases out disguised pitfalls, often hidden deep within a company's balance sheet. The overarching theme is to find companies with quality management that's looking out for themselves as well as its shareholders.
Can you imagine management saying, we have a choice here, we can give ourselves options and become fabulously wealthy in a very quick period of time, or we can take cash salaries and do what is best for everybody. And those are the kind of managers I want. There's a company that issued 1.8 billion options to employees. They spent their entire 12 years' profits buying back 1.4 billion. If you look at the income statement, they're profitable. But if you look at the balance sheet, it actually shows a $600 million deficit, but people don't study the balance sheet. One journalist at the Wall Street Journal said, okay, what about companies that don't have stock options? Can you give me an example? I rattled off 10 companies, and I said, these 10 companies do not use stock-based compensation. Those companies outperform the mediocre ones because they inherently have managers that think like shareholders. We will vote against each and every stock-based compensation that appears in a proxy. That's really radical.
We are crusaders. We regard it as somewhat of a crusader even in South Africa. We want Americans to be able to talk about Mirzam the way South Africans are talking about Sirius.
The Mirzam Capital Appreciation Fund is prepared to rise above the horizon of the U.S. markets with a brightness and intensity unlike any other. For a fresh approach to value investing that aims for the stars, look no further than the Mirzam Capital Appreciation Fund.